that when we have a lot to do, I'm looking at a couple of people right now. I used to, every week, I would set my calendar for that week. You know, some stuff was put out months in advance, but then I would go back and I fill in that week, and every week I would put down work my horses. And every week something got left out, and it was always work my horses. I would work everybody else's, but I didn't have enough time to work mine. Well, the same thing goes. We schedule our time, and when we got to leave something out, normally what we leave out is God. It's just one that we leave out. When actually that's the most important, because God is the one who can change our circumstances. See how she just wants to keep moving into it? You got to move back over. Let's look at another. Excuse me, you got in my way. This is something that will steal your time, and you're not going to understand it until I explain it. And nobody likes to be thought of as being greedy. But that was just the word that came to mind, so this is the one I used. Greedy steals our time. And what I'm talking about greedy is we want what everybody else has. The neighbor, they have a boat, so you want a boat. The neighbors have, a dog, so everybody else wants a dog. The neighbor wants a horse, so you want a horse. We want what everybody else has, and every one of those things takes a piece of our time, especially if it's an animal. Be surprised how much time a dog, a horse, or a cat uses. Even a chicken. We had to clean up after that thing this morning. But you see, we're greedy when we want it because they have it. We want to fit in. We want it. You know, greedy might be a hard word. We would never think of ourselves as being greedy. But when we want one because they've got one, it's kind of what we are. We want what they have. You know, there's just, I think about little horses like this that supposedly they broke her to ride when she was young, and then she was a broodmare for 11 years, and now they've got her back up. And she might have age, but she don't have any experience. You know, what I want to say for all of you people, this is cowboy theology. All my life I've heard of people who wanted to get a young horse to grow up with their young child. Okay, here's what I tell people. Let's pretend my son is 16 years old and he's taking driver's ed in school, making straight A's. This kid can drive. Takes the test, makes 100 on it. Takes the driving course, aces it. He's got his license. Now he wants to take your daughter to Jacksonville to a concert. You gonna let him? Why? He does not have experience. I don't care how well a horse is trained in 30, 60, 90 days, or 6 months. They do not have experience to cover whatever is going to go wrong. Ideally, the best way to do a child is if a child is young, get a really, really old horse that has seen and done everything. And then after a while, that horse is going to teach that child. And then after a while, that child is going to want to go faster. And then you get a one that's only 16 years old. You start off with 20 plus years old, then you drop down to 16, then you drop down to 10. That should be your children's first 3 horses. Now, understand there's exceptions to that rule, depending on what they want to do. You know, if all you want to do is walk in a circle in a round pen, they don't need a lot of experience for that. But if you want to go through creeks and go up mountains, you want a little bit more experience for that. got really good flexibility.